Hey guys, it looks like we're going to be doing a little bit of review on how to multiply some polynomials. So some of y'all might remember this as something we used to call back in the day called FOIL. I don't really use FOIL because it's not as applicable to everything else, but in this case it would work. So all you have to do is you have to take your first term and you have to multiply it to everything on this side. So let's go ahead and do that. So 8x times 8x is 64x squared. All right, then we'll go to the second term where we'll do 8x times negative 7 for a negative 56x. All right, so once we're done multiplying this first one out to both terms, we don't need it anymore. Then we'll move to the second term, positive 8. Well, positive 8 times 8x is positive 64x. And then positive 8 again to the negative 7 is negative 56 again. All right, so now once we're done multiplying everything out, we multiplied the first term, we multiplied the second term out. We have to combine like terms, and in this case, that would be these two terms right here in the middle. So just bring down your 64x squared. Add your two middle terms together. Negative 56x plus 64x is positive 8x, and bring down your minus 56 because there's no other term like it. So that would be your final answer for this one. Now remember, these three terms are all separate. They're all different because this one has a power of 2, this one does not, and this one is just a number. So we cannot add anything else together. Our final answer would be what you saw here before I made all these marks. All right, so then that's it for that one. Here's a second one, just in case you need to see another example. This one has some negatives, but we're going to take our first term and multiply it out to n times n. Now remember, that's like a 1n, so 2 times 1 is 2, and n times n is n to the second power. And then keep distributing that out to the second term, and then 2n times negative 3 is negative 6n. So I've multiplied this 2n out to both terms on the other side, so I'm done with it. I'll move on to this one. Notice I circled the negative as well because you have to multiply negative 2 times n, which is just negative 2n. And then you have to multiply negative 2 times negative 3, which is a positive 6. Same thing as before. You're going to have the two middle terms that you're going to have to combine. Bring down the n's, 2n squared minus 8n. Oops, I put x. When you combine those two together, and then bring down your plus 6, and that is our final answer for that. All right, moving on to some other problems over here. Now we have this squared, so a lot of you guys accidentally try to distribute that squared out. We did do that with different types of problems. These are telling you you have 2 of this term, this polynomial. So what we're going to do is we're going to take x plus 2 and we're going to multiply it. We're going to square it, which means we're going to multiply it by itself, x plus 2 again. And now what it did is it created it into the same thing as before, where we talked about multiplying polynomials with FOIL, where you take the first term x and multiply it to the first term x. X times x is x squared. Do it again. X times 2 is positive 2x. That one is done. Do it again. Positive 2 times x is positive 2x. And do it one more time. 2 times 2 makes 4. All right. Like always, you're going to have your terms in the middle to combine together. So bring down your n's. X squared plus 4x is what you get from these two. And then bring down your 4 on that side as well. And that would be your final answer. All right. And the last one like this is we're going to have our 4v minus 8 squared. And remember what that squared means. It means write this twice. Multiply it to itself. So we'll have our 4v minus 8 times 4v minus 8. And do what we did before. Take your first term, multiply it out. 4 times 4 is 16. v times v is v squared. 4 times negative 8 is negative 32, and you have a v with that. I multiplied it twice, so that one's done. Now I'm going to take my negative 8, and negative 8 times positive 4 is negative 32v. And do it one last time. Negative 8 times negative 8 is positive 64. Final step is combine like terms. You have the like terms in the middle. Bring down your 16v squared. Combine your negative 32v for negative 64v. And then you have your positive 64 that just comes down, positive 64. All right. Now, like always, there's other ways to do these problems, but this is probably the best way, so that way you'll remember it in the future. Just turn it into something you're already familiar with and call it a day. All right. Work on your assignment on big ideas and let me know how that goes.